Tomorrow.
Perfect.
If you have knowledge of something, there's nothing wrong with sharing that with another teammate, whether it's somebody that's in your group or not.
You know, it's all a family. We're all trying to help each other. Nobody's trying to step on anybody's toes. But if you see something, you say something.
I'm assuming the expectation, and I ask all three of you gentlemen this question, is to compete for, if not win, another championship this year.
I mean, it belongs to us.
I think we got past like that already, but they're nice.
Good people. Episode 13, Bearcats Blitz. Championship game preview. As we have made it through to the championship game.
Yes,
We made the playoff what it is. And now we at that point. Time to talk about it. We got your Jersey Bearcats versus Mississippi Wolfpack.
Can't wait.
Hey, I'm pretty sure everybody is, you know what I'm saying, pumped. I'm excited. I ain't even playing, but I'm excited, you know, because hey, we've been getting here all year, and we finally there. So the first thing I'm going to ask guys is, how does it feel to be there? How does it feel to know we in a championship game?
Great. It's what you start out when you start camp. It's what the end result is where you want to get to.
Right.
Championship, and with us, it's championship or bust every year.
I feel it. Tariq, you was about to say something?
Oh no, I was just gonna agree with what Coach was saying. Like you said, like every single year the target is on our backs. So honestly, like it's always expected, but of course it's always appreciated once we do get to that stage, and it's just like, all right, like we're here now, like we got to handle business. So it's definitely exciting.
I feel it. Mateo, anything you want to add there?
Yeah, I just have to agree with both of them. I mean, like it's been a long road, and every week has been 1-0 every week, and but like I said, like it just started from mini camp in March, even to the tryouts, so it's all come to this.
Yeah, man, it's it's been a long season, ups and downs. I know we had some times where a little frustrated with play, and still, even with the win last week, I know you guys don't feel like you've had your best game yet. But the good news is you still got one more opportunity to have that best game.
Right.
That would be, of course, next Saturday.
Yep. It's our fourth championship appearance in 6 years.
That's pretty impressive. If you really think about it. One of the things that your opponents brought up was that team from the South hasn't actually won the championship yet. So they're hoping, of course, believing, I should say, that they're going to be that first team from the South to bring home a championship, the Wolfpack. I'm sure you guys have a different opinion on how this game is going to go. So, you guys' thoughts? How are you feeling about what's going to happen next Saturday?
Go ahead, Teo. Go around.
I mean, for me, it's just another game. really, no hype to it. I mean, at the end of the day, like, just gotta play Bearcats football. It's just basically who's gonna be more physical and who wants it more. So
Definitely, man. Definitely. What about you, Coach?
Yeah, about being physical, right, and getting out to a fast start and continuing to play fast, right, on offense and defense and special teams.
Yeah.
So whoever makes less mistakes.
Right. Same question for you, Tariq. How you feeling about this game on next Saturday?
As far as next Saturday, honestly, like I know everybody on the team is excited. I feel like we all are like kind of foaming at the mouth right now because it is so close. But we just got to stay focused. Like it's easy to get caught up in all of the hoopla with the championship and just be out of control but we kind of got to be what I like to call it is controlled aggression. So just being able to lock in and knowing when to turn it on and when to turn it off and when to actually focus. So as long as we can do that, like I'm more than confident that we're gonna do what we gotta do.
I feel it. I feel that. So kind of bouncing around here. We talked about how we got where what's happening next week, where we're going. But I think it would be kind of fun to go back a little bit and talk about how we got there. So talked with some of the guys on Turf Talk, but I also wanted to get some thoughts from you gentlemen, since we got some different guys here on the road, to get into the championship game. So obviously you guys had the extra game with the plan. So we'll start there. So for your plan, of course, you guys played the Maryland War Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other plan was other teams from the East, and that was the Jersey Roughnecks and the Stampede.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, you guys handle business against the War Eagles, put yourself into that game. So what were you guys' thoughts on just getting through that first round, that playing game, to make it to, the big tournament? Tariq, we'll start with you.
I think for us,
I'll be completely honest. I didn't appreciate it. I just felt like we were the number one seed, so there should be no reason why we doing a playing game. But at the same token, I really appreciated the fact that it was against the team that it was against, being that we lost to them in the regular season. I felt like it was a nice way to get that snowball effect going as far as like just going with the momentum. Just really getting that chip off our shoulder to beat the team that beat us. And then just get that momentum going into the playoffs. So I think that definitely helped us for sure.
Okay, Coach.
Yeah, being able to get a get back, against the War Eagles, right? And after that game, there was a lot of trash talk going on, at other tryouts and stuff like that, to some of our guys and stuff. And a lot of guys didn't like that personally, right? And then you got them first round, and you got a chance to get it back, right? What you lost, get your ball back. So I think that's what more people were looking forward to, being able to, get it back, have another shot, because you don't get many chances, right? And to be able to get another one against that team, who took your ball last time.
I feel it. Teo, your thoughts?
Same thing with them. It was a lot personal for me for my reasons, but but yeah, like with the trash talk and everything, it felt good just to come out, around one of the playoffs and just make a statement, that we're gonna go 1-0 again throughout the playoffs. So, but yeah.
Up and down, like I said, the other East playing, you had the Roughnecks and the Steel City Stampede. Stampede got the dub there, so it ended up being you guys, against the Stampede. And obviously, we know who won the game, right? Because we know who we're talking to now. But looking back to that, because it's been another game since then, but looking back on that, and Tay, I'll start with you with this one. Anything that kind of stuck out to you in this game, or anything you guys kind of learned that you felt like helped you against the Avengers and will help you in this championship game against the Wolfpack?
Again, it just goes to starting fast. I really think we played a really good, clean game, especially the defense. They've been on point the entire playoff. So, but I think we just got to carry on just playing Bearcats football. And like you said, I still think we have our best football ahead of us. So.
Definitely feel that, Coach.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about yesterday. Mel kicking off that game with a kick return. Defense comes out and gets a stop, and we come out and score again. We was just we were rolling in that game. We only ran 19 offensive plays. Like, we threw the ball 7 times and ran 12.
It's not a lot of plays, for sure.
Right.
But it was enough to get a job done.
Yeah. Right. And that's defense scored a touchdown, special teams scored a touchdown. Right. So 19 plays is a good thing. That means, everybody's involved.
Right.
Whole team.
I dig it. Tariq, what you got for us?
Me personally, I just think that after playing the Avengers, it was a good opportunity for us to just really practice sound football. Like throughout the playoffs and throughout the regular season, we had a lot of moments where we just weren't showing the most polished football as far as like professionalism on the field and just getting stupid penalties and stuff like that. And I feel like throughout this Avengers game, it really gave us more in-game opportunity to really work on that, and work on not giving up so many yards. You know what I'm saying? As far as like just doing stupid stuff on the field. So um, I was really, really proud of the team for not just giving them yards doing stuff like that. So yeah, I think
Right.
we definitely harped in on that.
I think the defense gave up 39 plays for 5 yards.
You look at the Avengers game for sure. When you beat somebody 47-0, I mean, a lot of things went right for you. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to blank a team. It's hard to keep a team from getting any points at all. And to do that when you only had, a certain amount of plays on offense is even, a little bit more impressive. And that's the type of things that you want to have, of course, going into the championship. You want to have all the momentum you can. But thinking back a bit to the Stampede game, real quick, guys, anything from the Stampede game that kind of helped you guys build toward and get that momentum for the Avengers game? Tariq, I'll start with you on this one.
Honestly, the first time we played the Stampede, it was a wild game, and we kind of knew the energy that they were coming in with. We kind of knew what to expect and stuff like that. And me personally, like I feel like the offense, like the offense and the defense complemented each other. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff happened on the offense, the defense had their back. Stuff happened on the defense, the offense had our back. And I feel like that definitely brought us closer. And as you can see, the very next game, you know what I'm saying? 47 points scored, 0 points given up. So there's a lot of camaraderie that's being built, like especially throughout these playoffs. So next week is gonna be lit. That's all I got to say. My feet are shaking right now, just talking about it. So definitely looking forward to it.
That man ready. Coach, what you got for
us? Again, offense came out. Well, first of all, that Stampede game, that was the first time we did not get the ball in 3 years, 3 seasons to start the game. So I was like, whoa, like I was confused for a second. But, they get the ball, and I think they went on like an 8-minute drive, right? And defense ends up stopping them at the 1-yard line or 2-yard line. Right after that long drive, and offense, we go down and score. The very next drive, they throw an interception. Offense goes back and scores again. So like Tariq was saying, you know, the offense and defense is going back and forth. You know, and you got special teams, guys are getting down and making tackles. They're getting down the field. So, you know, all phases are working right now, right? And all together. That's a good way to go into this championship game.
Yeah, so that's definitely how you want to look going into this championship game. Taylor, what you got?
I have to go with the physicality of the Stampede game. I really think that really brought a lot of energy to the Avengers game, because that goes along with just nobody just taking a play off. Like even special teams. We got Mel, who plays 3 positions. We have JJ that can play 3 positions, that just go down and make a tackle. Like just the physicality, just to go down there and make a play. And
Yeah.
same thing with offense and defense. So just all around, just in all levels of the game that we need to play. Everybody's physical. So I really think that the physicality is really gonna help us, especially next week.
Yeah. It's interesting to see how a quarterback sees the field and how a quarterback sees the game, right? Because a quarterback kind of pays attention to everything. If you're a defensive player, you're normally paying attention to the other team's offense. And if you're an offensive player, you're normally paying attention to the other team's defense. If you're a coach, you're probably paying attention to the entirety of the game, but you may be more focused on certain aspects. But them daggone quarterbacks, they see everything. You know what I'm saying? They sitting over somewhere chilling, but they watching everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like to get that perspective.
Those are the guys that these guys are looking to.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I like to get that perspective, because you can tell. You like, even in conversations, whenever I talk to quarterbacks on teams, you can just tell. Like, even if it's nothing there, if nobody even knew it was a quarterback, ask them 2 questions, I'll figure it out. Just because of the way they answer, how they're focused on everything. So I love to get that, the different perspective. So question for you guys: how do you keep the momentum and the focus? I know it's a championship game, but how do you keep the momentum and the focus after the the big blowout against the Avengers? Because it's easy at times to kind of be like, yeah, we kind of celebrate. Yeah, we got this 47-0, and we ready. We going to championship game. We gonna do them the same way. But how you kind of keep that focus? Like, okay, we did win that game. That's great. That's wonderful. But that wasn't a championship.
Exactly what you just said. Because if you looked at into that game, nobody was really celebrating too much at all.
Job's not finished.
Right.
Job's not finished.
So it's it's job's not finished. You got one more.
Yeah.
So nothing changed. Got to go 1-0. Find a way. Find a way. Whatever that is.
So, in talking with the Wolfpack, one of the things that they were saying was they kind of been paying attention to y'all, of course. They kind of got some ideas on what kind of plays y'all like to call, packages and different things like that. And I'm sure it's vice versa, right? I'm sure at this point in the season, y'all kind of been paying attention to the top teams in the South anyway. Like, we probably have to play one of them, so we get there. So we're gonna, little back work, kind of paying attention. So do you guys feel like you kind of got some of that same intel that the Wolfpack believe they have on you guys, on kind of some of the things you like to do, formations you like to run, different things like that?
I mean, I could probably speak for everyone that, yeah, they see the numbers. I mean, the scores of the games and stuff, but I don't think anybody watched any Wolfpack games all year.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because we got our own games to watch. But now, they're watching.
Yeah.
They know, but they got to come see us. We don't got to go see them. You know what I mean? So, and we like teams that like to run the football.
We know they like to do that for sure.
And when if we get up a couple scores, run that football, get a little. You got to change that game plan.
Maybe a little more challenging. But tell you like you got something to say.
We definitely keeping the foot
on the throat.
I'm not gonna say throat, but it's pedal to the metal.
Well, I'll say it for you, sir. When you get up, you got to keep your foot on the other team's throat. It's the only way you're gonna have a chance to win if you're ahead. Tell what you got to say, man. I know you've been holding back up there, man. I can see it in your face.
Just to agree with AJ. I mean, like, we know they're gonna be physical. So, I think you said the head coach used to play linebacker somewhere.
Yeah,
but
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss. So we know they're gonna play physical football, and we know they're gonna run the football. By the end of the day, like, it's who wants it more. They can say they know everything, or say that they can be prepared. By the end of the day, like, we gonna have to fight between the lines. So but I definitely have trust in my team. So we do have. I trust my coaches, trust my players. We do have players that know the game as well as the coaches. So at the end of the day, it's just who wants it more, who's gonna be more physical.
Three, anything you want to add there, sir?
The question was like if we've been watching their film, correct?
Well, if you've been watching the film, any tendencies from them, the type of thing.
I mean, like any football player is gonna watch the film. You know what I'm saying? Like just to harp on what Coach said. We honestly weren't just sitting down watching Mississippi Wolfpack games all season. We were kind of focused on what we had going on. But that's how we approach every week. Whatever we got on the plate that week, like that's what we worried about. So we're not necessarily worried about anything else. So now that we have them coming up, of course, it's all attention on them and what they got going on. So we definitely cooking up for sure.
I dig it, man. I dig it. So the storyline I like that we have here, I think is really good, right? You got the home team, right, defending their field. And you got the upstart first-year team, who a lot of people, including me and Coach, said, hey, they got a good chance to be the team that's here at the end. But at the same time, the young boys, new here. Somebody gonna win, somebody gonna lose. But I do like the story, because a good story is what people watch, right? This is a good story.
Yep.
So I do believe that the Bearcats are gonna hold up their end of things. I think also.
I was waiting for the butt.
There's no but. I think also the execution is going to be a big part of who comes out with the victory, right? I think the big thing is going to be, execution, because it's obviously two good teams, and one of the things that the Wolfpack were saying and consistently said is this is going to be a tough game. We don't expect to walk in here and walk all over, the Bearcats. So from you guys' perspective, I mean, like you said, you've been here 4 times. It's your 4th time being here. You played 12 games this year, right? We talked about most, in the history. So from you guys' perspective, what do you need to do to be the ones to walk out of there with a dub?
Execute what we got going on and don't force anything, make them play us, right? And us not getting beside ourselves, right? Taking what they give us and on both sides of the ball. It's just execution and who's gonna be more physical.
Yeah, that's a theme, execution, physicality. That's kind of what got both of you guys here, executing and physicality. Good matchup, man, and I do believe it's going to be some physicality. Obviously, I follow you guys very closely, so I understand what y'all bring to the table. I've seen Mississippi play. I understand what they bring to the table, and that's what makes this good because you're going to have two teams that kind of on opposite sides of things, but both embody what AL2 is all about.
Right.
You know, you got opportunity, new team, right players, right coach in place, everything kind of hitting right. You know, obviously a big thing, and no shade to them, but a big thing is the injury to PJ because Georgia may have been a more difficult team to beat with PJ. You know, shout out to PJ. Swift recovery, man. Hope you come back better than you were before. But obviously that made a difference, but still had to go out there and beat them.
Right.
So you know, Mississippi handled their business. They got there. You guys been looked at all season since before the season started as a team to watch. So you've been getting the best punch from everybody.
Right.
Now you get a chance to play somebody you haven't played before. So you get that new experience. Like, yeah, we ain't seen these cats, but they hadn't seen us either.
Right.
So anything that you guys see have seen from, you know, what you've been able to see of them on film since you've been studying them, that may be something that you guys need to pay attention to.
Go ahead. You got Taylor or Tariq. You guys go.
You go first, Reed? Or...
Go ahead, Rick.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's football, you know? Like at the point that we at right now, like we're professionals. You get what I'm saying? Like we know what film to watch, we know what to look for, we know what our job assignments is, and honestly, like that's all we could really worry about. You know, like obviously they have some athletes, and that's why they got to the point that they're in right now, as far as making it to the championship and stuff like that. But um, yeah, we just got to do Bearcat football and do what we do, you know, and we'll be fine.
Teresa, I ain't giving you nothing. I feel it. I feel it. Tail, what about you, sir?
I think just go back to just to being disciplined, you know, just being able to finish plays, you know, and not be lazy and you know just to just go 100%, you know, all the time. I mean, definitely, you know, we've seen like their capability of being able to extend plays and stuff, and obviously be able to run physical, you know. So it's just being up like just doing the small things really is a factor, is the biggest factor for us. Just doing the small things.
I dig it.
And in that Georgia game, being down 20-6, right, and not give up.
Yeah.
Right, and so, right, they're gonna fight. You just gotta continue to execute. It will be just fine.
Man, I've you know been doing this show with you guys all season. Loved it. One of the things that I've always felt is there's a little bit of that air of like we expect to be here, and even if we win, if we don't do it what we feel is the Bearcats way, we feel like we lost, even though we won. And I think that's important when you're a team that has had a lot of success like you guys. Some people have success and they kind of get on that loft like, yeah, we're the Bearcats, so we ain't worried about it. And some people have success and it's kind of like, yeah, we having success, but we're not consistently being as good as we know we can be. And I think you guys fall more into that second category. And that's why I think you guys have been here, you know, and I expect you guys to continue to be in or around this championship game for the next, you know, few seasons. I wonder for the Wolfpack, being that this is the first time on that stage, right? Is that something that's going to affect them? Because this is not like a regular season game. You know, it's a different animal. It's not like a regular playoff game. This is championship time, right? There's a lot of more things that you'll be doing, a lot of things to pull you in different directions. You may not have the same amount of time to focus. So I always wonder when you had a team that hasn't been there, that has not been through that before, if that's gonna affect them slightly. And obviously, I'm not saying in any way, shape, or form that they're gonna come out and be stiff or not play well, but just sometimes big plays or certain situations you haven't been there, and you may not capitalize when you need to. That's not something I expect from you guys. Y'all vets in this, right? Like you have a team that's a good mix of newer guys and older guys, but by this time of the season, you had the younger guys play with the older guys, be coached by you guys, so you're kind of in that situation where you feel comfortable with those guys as well.
Right.
Biggest thing about the Bearcats, we talked about this all season, depth.
Mhm.
There's not many teams, I believe, in any league that can sustain a lot of injuries and still play at a high level. You guys have done that. And if I'm correct, most, if not everybody on the team is going to be healthy for the championship game.
Yeah, just about 97%.
So that means you're going to have, I don't remember correctly, this is going to be the game with the most healthy guys that you've had.
Yeah.
On top of everything else, on top of, success and everything else. So what would it mean if you guys go out there and get the job done next Saturday? What would that mean to you guys?
Man, that making sure the guys for me and the coaches and stuff, it's making sure and picking and choosing what guys you're bringing in here, and can they play or not, right? And can they fit in with everybody else and be able to contribute when other guys go down, right? Like I said before, the next man up, right? It's a saying, but a lot of people, most times, that's really not it. The next guy up is not as good as the other guy that went down, right? In our case, I think we have guys that have the same ability as the guy who went down. And I think that's what separates us from a lot of guys. We started with 9 receivers, and without Mel and JJ, at right now at this point, we got 4. So if we didn't have that tryout after we lost, we'd only truly have 4 receivers. So, I mean, that's really the spot throughout the year that really was hit hard with injury.
Yeah, we talked about that.
But everything else, for the most part, stayed intact.
I knew you weren't going to answer what I asked. I knew you weren't.
Had to go around it.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
Best way I could.
What you got, man?
For me, what does it mean to me? Definitely, it's been a rough year for me. This like I said, this is my first year playing arena football, so everything's new to me. I'm just a kid, just got stuck in the transfer portal in college, and I got the opportunity to play here, and to revive my career. I was coming off a ACL injury my freshman year, and it took me 2 years to rehab off of that. So just finding the love, for the game again, and just being able to go out there and show what I can do. And also for me, we have like a lot of players that got injured. We have Javon, who broke his foot. We had Aaron early in the year, who ended up fracturing his back. So we have like a lot of dogs who deserve this. So it's gonna mean a lot for everybody, for this whole organization. So, but yeah.
Yeah, just to like harp on what Teo was saying. One thing that I always respected about the Bearcats is that, like, yeah, we love to win, but like we also like to help players get to that next level, and the end all be all goal is always to help people do that. And I've been talking to the younger dudes since the season started. I've been preaching to them like, yo, we win, they gonna be coming. We win, they're gonna be knocking at our door. We win, they're gonna be like, yo, who was on that championship squad that won the AAL2? I promise you that. I promise you that. And it's gotten to the point where we just have so much talent, so much young talent that like I just want to see them. Cause me personally, like I'm 31. You know, like I'm doing this because I love football. You know, like I don't want to. I got a job. I got a career. Like I don't want to go nowhere to go play football. I'm with the Bearcats because I love the Bearcats and I love football. You know, but as far as like Teo, Naeem, Barry, Archer, Javon, all of these young guys that came here to, ball out with us and are looking for that next opportunity. Like I've been thinking it all season. Teo, you need to be getting paid next year. You know what I'm saying? There's dudes on our team that need to be getting paid next year, and winning this game is gonna help us do that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm honestly just looking forward to that for real. Just looking forward to all of the opportunities that's gonna open up for everybody once we win this game.
And people don't understand how many new guys we have on the team every year. Every year, it's more new than sometimes veterans.
Right.
And it just, and the train doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. And that's a lot of that goes to the guys that do come back every year. Like Tariq was just saying, and helping those guys out. Like we had Ross. Ross came back from Omaha. He was at the game the other day, and he was calling the coach at halftime about guys. Right? And some of these guys have no idea who Ross was. Yeah. They just knew he played for the Bearcats. That was it. But here he is calling, his head coach out there in Omaha, and next thing you know, their coach is reaching out to players. You never know. Never know who's watching. And another thing I always say is look at, our views on YouTube and look at some of the other teams' views on YouTube. Right? And that should tell you a lot of how, we're looked at. And that's what we want. But that's why this team exists, is to help these guys get places and make sure we do it right in the end.
And even the trickle down the league, the teams that play you guys, their players get the opportunity to get looked at, right? Because guys coming to see your players, they're also checking out the guys on the other side of the field.
Right.
And because as of now, we don't have the cross-divisional play in the regular season that much. It's important when you make this championship, when you're part of that you got to put your best foot forward. You will obviously want to do that all season, but you definitely want to do that in these type of situations.
Yep.
We talked all season on this show and others about development, getting guys ready for the next level, and read your answer. Perfect, in my opinion. Great answer. Because it encompasses the things that we've been talking about and what the league is about. Not just the team, you're welcome, but what the league is about. And that's the whole thing. Development. You're going to have guys, we said this a couple of nights ago, you're going to have guys that are here to just say, hey, I love the game. I'm good where I'm at. I don't want to go anywhere else, but I don't mind helping guys who want to get somewhere else. Guys that may end up being coaches in training, they don't even know it yet. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You got those type of guys. You have the guys who may have had the opportunity but didn't quite stick for whatever reason. They're back. They're hungrier than ever. They're trying to get back, so they're going to do whatever they can, but they're going to share the knowledge. And then you got the young guys who are, trying to ascend. So good mix, and I know that the Bearcats have a good mix. And you want to have young guys that can come in. You want to have guys that move to the next level. That should be, the whole plan. Right. Maybe everybody doesn't follow that plan as well as the Bearcats do, but that's the goal. Right. You want to get people to the next level. You want to get people seen. You want to give a guy like Teo an opportunity. The talent's there. It's just being in the right position, being with the right guys, getting the right direction, the right coaching. Mm-hmm. And the reason y'all have new people every year and they come in and they still play well, it's because of the players that stay for sure. No doubt about it. But it's also the coaching staff.
Mhm.
It shows how much you guys, as well as those guys that have been there, come together and help these young guys get up to par, you know, and that makes it a complete team. And that's why you're consistently looked at as one of the better teams,
Right.
you know, and that's a lot of pressure for guys who may just be coming in and end up on a team like this and then play a major role.
Mhm.
But they handle it.
Right.
And that goes back to, we talked about what, the first or second episode, how you elect players, how you get players, what type of players you're looking for. Not just anybody that comes in off the street, but there's criteria they have to meet.
Right.
You know, and that's important.
Yep.
And you guys clearly, honestly, do that on a regular basis. It's that simple.
Yep.
I mean, we can sit here and talk about this championship game for 2 hours. Right. But at the end of the day, y'all are going to play the Wolfpack. Y'all are at home. A lot of motivation. I believe the Wolfpack are going to get the best version of the Bearcats that y'all can have for them. And the Bearcats are going to get the best version of the Wolfpack.
1000%. Yep.
It's going to come down to, like you guys have said, execution, the small plays, you know, kind of like they said in all the football movies, getting those extra yards, those little yards within the plays, all those kinds of things. You know what I'm saying? Cliches you want to be. But, you know, the inches, the yards, the first downs, sometimes I'd rather just pull the ball down, throw the ball on the ground rather than throw a pick, you know, different things like this, making the right calls, not fumbling the ball, who plays the cleanest game, and all those good things. You know, I've heard it's going to be 5 referees at this game instead of 4. So there's even going to be an extra referee. That's going to help out, you know, help more things get called, less things to be debated. And, you know, obviously at this level, I think what people have to understand is there's going to be some mistakes by the referees. There are. But the thing is, you play enough to where you don't want the game to come down to a call from a referee.
Right.
You know, you want the game to come down to the play on the field. And they made a bogus call, but it doesn't matter because we were already up by 2 touchdowns. You know, you want to capitalize all you can on offense and stop the other team as much as you can on defense. That's the same thing for both teams because the goal is to win. The goal is not to lose by 4 or 5 points and whine about the refs all offseason. The goal is to go out there and show we're the best team, period.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what else happens. And this is a championship, so you can't really move up like that. So I think it's 2 teams that's gonna 2 coaching staff is gonna say, you know what, if we lost, we lost. We win, we win. You know,
right.
We're not gonna run around and crying about refs or any of that stuff after the game. We're gonna accept what happens and we're gonna and we either win or we lose.
Get into the off season.
Yeah. And get ready to try to do it again and get back and have a rematch.
Right.
So guys, go ahead, coach.
Oh no, I was just saying like that's the goal. Whether, you know, whatever the outcome is, you know, it's get into the off season and get ready to do it all over again. Take a little break and do it all over.
And you know, it's not as much of a break as people may think because you got to get back to, you know, getting the things together, getting your team together, starting to get your roster, you know, making sure you have the same coaches, where you're going to play, what your schedule is going to look like. There's a lot that goes into it from year to year. So it's a lot of behind the scenes stuff, but yeah, do get a little break. Like you said, a little break.
Yeah. Because think about it. We play this game in, you know, next week, you know, you got August, September, October. Well, shoot, some teams start having tryouts in September, October.
Yeah.
You know, probably a true maybe month and a half, 2 months of, you know, nothing. And then you're getting into tryouts, finding venues for tryouts and stuff.
Oh, it's a continual pattern, man. And then for the guys that's playing, same thing. You got to stay healthy. You got to stay in good shape. You know, you got to be ready. You may play in other leagues or do other things during the in-between time, but, you know, you got to keep yourself ready to go as well. So it takes a lot to play. It's not just, you know, show up, play, then go chill for 3 or 4 or 5 months, and then come back, show and play. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, nah, not at all.
They're like, nah, yeah, it's not. There's nothing like that.
Not at all.
Yeah, because you want to get to the next level, you at least want to be the best you could be on the level that you're at. So in order to do that, you got to train.
Exactly, because when you get there and you're not doing the small things, you ain't gonna last long.
Right, you'll be right back.
Right. So people, guys make tapes and stuff and put it out, but it takes more than putting a tape out.
Yeah, the tape can get you some attention, but what you do when you're being watched, it matters a lot too.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, and shout out to AL too, because a lot of the games are being showed in, if not entirety, almost the entirety of the game, which gives you a good opportunity to see what everybody's doing.
Right.
Shout
out to you guys, man. Shady Sports.
Hey, we do what we can, man, to help out. We do what we can to help out.
and you guys done phenomenal for the AL2, all the teams. All of this.
Appreciate it, man. A lot of the work is y'all. Because y'all gotta. If there's not a good product, there's not much we can do. If you don't have guys like these guys here and other guys that they love the game. You can see that. You can see it in the play. You can see it in the huddles. You can see it in these conversations we had. These guys love what they're doing, and I'm a believer when people love what they're doing and they have that hunger, they just need the platform.
Yeah, that's it. And that's what we try to provide.
Oh yeah, I'm glad we're able to do that for y'all, man, because we believe in what we see. A lot of good players been going on, man. A lot more than I think people thought.
Yeah,
they were gonna see. But when you have good talent, you have coaches that can bring the talent out. You got guys that are gonna learn, develop, and get better. This is what you're gonna have, and hopefully, it only gets better from year to year to year. We keep doing it.
Oh, it is.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, guys, any last thoughts? And of course, want to let the people know where they can find you. Tail, we'll start with you, Tail.
Nothing. It's just been a great season, but it all comes down, to next week. But, I do appreciate, the Bearcats for everything. I appreciate my coach, for everything, for bringing me in, not knowing anything about me or not knowing what they would get themselves into. But, I just can't wait to play on Saturday next weekend. And the people can find me on Facebook at Mateo Rodriguez, and Twitter, same thing, Mateo Rodriguez.
Reek.
Final thoughts. It has been a great season, honestly. Wild season, up and down season. Definitely looking forward to putting that cherry on top next week, and just, you feel me, writing our names in the history books, So we did that. But before I do get off, Instagram handle is right there. Right there, y'all can follow me. But I also want to give a shout out to all my teammates, my coaches. If y'all looking for some prospects, we got a lot on defense, a lot on offense. Just to name a few, we got Justin Piper, Barry, we got Naeem, we got Devontae LeGrand, we got Teo on offense, we got who else? We got Mel on offense, we got Todd Simmons, we got Doug Washington. If y'all looking for dogs, we got them. Just pull up. Roster. I promise you, the whole roster. Just pull up.
Roster. Take them all. Take the whole roster. Seriously.
Love it, man. Love it. Coach.
Also want to, Mississippi got some guys down there who want some chips with the Mississippi Raiders, right? So they're not all, new to this. They also got some guys that started out with Beaumont, early this year. Beaumont ended up winning the chip. So I believe their safety, Joe, if I'm not mistaken, number 5, he started with them. But they got some talent and they got some experience, and as we do, so it's gonna be a good game. So you can find me at Aj Roque on Facebook, at Coach Roque 1 on Instagram. and Jersey Bearcats on Instagram, Facebook, Jersey Bearcats Arena Football, and our new website, well, revised website, jerseybearcatsfootball.com.
Love it, man. Love it. It's been a good season. We said we down to the championship game, 2 teams left. Definitely 2 dogs. It's gonna be fun.
Before we go, my bad to cut you off, cool. Before we go
ahead.
Any final thoughts from you? Like you've been interviewing every team every week from start to finish. Like any final thoughts from you, my man? Like what's going on? Like what you got going on up there?
Well, man, I'm gonna be at the championship game, so I get a chance to meet a lot of the guys I haven't had a chance to meet. So I'm excited about that. Get a chance to kind of cover some of the things going on. Get a people some good interviews, some good thoughts, some good information on everybody. And big thing, man, Shady Sports, man. We like what we're doing. I've got a couple of shows. If you go hit me up there, I ain't even gonna take the time to go through all of them, but if you go hit me up there, you can see them all, times where they at and all that good stuff. Of course, you can follow me on Facebook at Cool McCain. Also on TikTok at Cool McCain. On Instagram at Cool_McCain. And a lot of content, man. Check me out. Got a lot of stuff going on. But right now, the focus is AAL2 championship game on the 26th.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that though, Rick. I appreciate that. It's been fun covering everybody, man. There's a lot of solid guys, a lot of good guys, a lot of good character individuals, from players to coaches, owners, all that good stuff throughout this league. And that's why I believe in it, because I can see the work and I can see the hunger in everybody. And I can see people wanting to, be better and get the opportunities and the appreciation, man. So I get so much love from you guys that I really appreciate it too. You know what I'm saying?
Muscle cramp.
Them was nasty, boy. Them was nasty.
Oh,
them was almost diabolical. But yeah, appreciate all the love, man. It's fun. It's gonna be fun to finish this out. Of course, we'll be doing another show, whatever happens. So it'll be fun to do that, kind of wrap things up, and then we'll be back next season. We'll be back at it.
Yes, we will.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys.
Oh, definitely, man. And appreciate everybody from the Bearcats that's been on the episodes, giving their thoughts and everything. I say this week 1, still believe it. I'm not going to say everybody, because a couple people's a little turned up. But for the most part, everybody's pretty laid back with the Bearcats, and they kind of have that same vibe. So if you're not concerned, to the whistle blows. You're not concerned about guys that turn it on when the whistle blows and they chill the rest of the time. Let me explain to you, you should be, because those are guys that kind of bottles things up and they looking for an outlet. And they get that outlet on Friday nights or Saturday nights. So it's been fun, guys. Of course, we'll be back for episode 14. We'll be talking about what happened, of course, in the championship game and all that good stuff. You never know, you might see us next week. We'll see how things go. But either way, we'll be back in 2 weeks. With that being said, ending the show for tonight. Appreciate you guys, everyone that tunes in, everybody's watching. You guys are coming on. Good luck in the game, and we're going to talk about it.
Thank you for having us. Have a good night.
No doubt.
'Cause we'll be screaming now, we can be heroes everywhere we go. We can have all that we ever want. Swinging like Harley, rocking our bodies, standing on top like a champion. Keep it on silver, give me that gold. You remember when I say we can be heroes everywhere we go. 'Cause we're unstoppable. Every spotlight Every soundbite, everybody who gave up is just a fuel for wanting him more than anybody.